Filipino family is a family of Philippine origin. Philippine families exhibit Filipino cultures, customs, traits, and values, of which the most important value is family closeness. Family is defined as a basic social unit consisting of parents and their children, considered as a group whether dwelling together or not. While this definition is a good starting point, there are several modern family structures that are excluded by this definition, such as childless couples or other variations on the family unit. Thus, two or more people who share goals and values, have long-term commitments to one another, and reside usually on the same dwelling.
Safety first in parenthood. The marriage partners, especially the wife, should know what is the most favorable age for her to become a mother. To this end, physiologists claim that from the point of view of safety, the best age for a wife to become a mother is from 20 to 24 years old.
The best time for having children. This does not only refer to the best age for having children, but also to the time when the first child should come after marriage, as well as the time interval between the children. In addition to health and physical considerations, the couple should also consider their financial preparedness to take on additional necessary expenditures concomitant to having children.
Emotional adjustments in parenthood. When the child comes into the family, a series of adjustment has to be made, especially in the habit patterns of husband and wife. Both should understand that they are no longer children with parents, but they have now progressed to becoming parents with a child. Much of their behavior are usually adjusted to center around the child. The husband and wife relationship has now become a father-mother responsibility. The coming of the baby usually binds parents together to such a degree that their love towards each other becomes greater as the child represents a common interest and responsibility that brings about a greater feelings of satisfaction.
Parental rule. Married couples who become fathers and mothers lose no time in carefully understanding that, in addition to their status of husband and wife, they have become a father and mother. This being the case, they should realize that being father and mother carries with a new set of duties and obligations.
Filipino family structures had changed dramatically over the past years. The family setup nowadays had adapted with technological changes. The structures of family are the following. Nuclear family consists of father, mother, and children. Within given households, nuclear families have an average of 6 to 8 members in size.
Extended family. The three-generation family and the basic unit of Philippine society. Family members often play a role in providing support and assistance to the immediate family. They may offer financial help, provide advice, or help with childcare. Extended family members in a Filipino family can include the following.
Okay nga po ba? Ako nalibong bata na social work. Mag-aas lang kami ng family background para mag-abay anong social work. Maas lang ko namin yung mukharan.
Ako po bininin in Madina. Ina po yan po iso na isarap ko sa anak mo na. Anak po na, ito po yung Manila na trabaho. Tapos na nakabugtuan po at yung papa, tapos yung prakal.
As diba na isar ka rin ang anong lola, alin imo mga challenges na inabat nga dara kay harayo mo kung imo pamilya?
May mga times sa konta. For example, konta.
Igsubog.
May mga times na may mga times nga, di ba? Hindi ko tamay saan. Nagpapasakit kami. Siyempre kayo, nagkumakuta.
Para kung makita maramdaman pagmamahal, ina di makita ka magkakasakit pa. Walang nangit. Basta kayo na mag-aalaga kayo. Siyempre kayo. Para yung mapunta hiya. Hindi pa namin yung krimihan eh. Ay siya lang. Mupo, di ba? Pag dapat pa nga. Hindi ka po sa rindanay. Pakiramdam na yun. May da. Yung daghan, pakiramdam may da. Hindi da kulang.
Pagkuhan yung mga inaabot. Dili man kami at yung sitwasyon pero nararamdaman naman ito namin yung inaabot. So, kapag pinanadibaan yung kamanay sa kanyang lola, ano na lang mo? Mga pangangailangan.
Siyempre, una talaga kami ng is kwarta. Siyempre, di na kami mayaman. Kasi mama na dami nagtratrabaho para ang din. Uga, dali ka naman, siyempre, nasotog ka na may nanay. Kasi ibang
So, siya lahat, nandang salamat at inyo tayo.
The single-parent family or consanguine are families with children under 18 headed by a parent who is widowed or divorced and not married, or by a parent who has never been married.
The reconstituted family is when two families join together after one or both parents have divorced their previous partners. This family option can sometimes be referred to as the blended family or step family.
The symmetrical family is where a family divides all responsibilities equally between partners. This was created and theorized by Wilmot and Young in 1970 as one of the phases that modern family has shifted into.
The empty nest family is a kind of family in which the children are not living that close to the elderly and they are left living alone in the family home.
Needs of Filipino family. A typical Filipino family basic needs include food, shelter, clothing, healthcare, education, and access to clean water and sanitation. Additionally, many Filipinos also prioritize cultural and religious practices, social connections, and opportunities for income generation. And these specific needs can vary and depend on their location, socioeconomic status, and family composition.
Let's proceed now to the challenges and threats to Filipino families. The past, the Filipino family has encountered a range of challenges and threats that have influenced its structure and dynamics. The first one is war and conflict. Wars and conflicts such as World War II, the martial law under Ferdinand Marcos have disrupted Filipino families. Separation, displacement, and loss of family members due to conflict have had lasting effects on the family cohesion. Let's go to the second one. Social norms and gender rules. Traditional social norms and gender rules have influenced Filipino family dynamics. Expectations around gender rules, marriage, and family responsibilities have shaped relationships within the family and sometimes restricted individual freedoms. The third one, education and access to opportunities. Limited access to quality education and opportunities for advancement have been challenges for Filipino families in the past. Education disparities can impact the future prospects of family members and contribute to socioeconomic inequalities.
In the present, Filipino families continue to face a variety of challenges and threats that impact their well-being and dynamics. Some of the key challenges and threats to Filipino families during this time include COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic. During COVID-19 pandemic has significantly affected Filipino families. The health crisis has led to job losses, economic hardships, school closures, and increased stress and anxiety within the families. The need for social distancing and quarantine measures has also disrupted families' routines and interactions. Domestic violence and gender-based violence. Domestic violence and gender-based violence are persistent traits to Filipino families. The pandemic has exacerbated these issues with reports of increased cases of abuse and violence within households. Addressing these issues requires comprehensive support services and interventions. Digital divide. The digital divide, characterized by unequal access to technology and internet, poses challenges for Filipino families, especially in remote and undeserved areas. Limited access to digital resources can hinder educational opportunities, communication, and access to information. Parental absenteeism. Today, the family is broken because of the diminishing opportunities for them to be one. The real meaning of family has been distorted. Family is equated with material possessions. Many parents leave their young children to seek better economic opportunities. Many parents replace their presence with the latest gadgets. Absence of parents destroys the solidarity in the family.
The Family Code of the Philippines. Title 1. Marriage. Chapter 1. Requisites of marriage. Article 1. Marriage is a special contract of permanent union between a man and a woman entered into in accordance with law for the establishment of conjugal and family life. It is the foundation of the family, an inviolable social institution whose nature, consequences, and incident are governed by law and not subject to stipulation, except that marriage settlements may fix the property relations during the marriage within the limits provided by this code. Chapter 2. Marriages exempt from a license requirement. According to Article 27, in case either or both of the contracting parties are at the point of death, the marriage may be solemnized without the necessity of marriage license and shall remain valid even if the ailing party subsequently survives. Chapter 3. Void and voidable marriages. Article 35. The following marriages shall be void from the beginning.
Title 2. Legal Separation. Article 55. A petition for legal separation may be filed on any of the following grounds. Title 3. Rights and obligations between husband and wife. Article 68. The husband and wife are obliged to live together, observe mutual love, respect and fidelity, and render mutual help and support. Title 4. Property relations between husband and wife. Chapter 1. Generalized provisions. Article 74. The property relations between husband and wife shall be governed in the following order. Number 1. By marriage settlements executed before the marriage. Number 2. By the provisions of the code. And number 3. By the local customs. Chapter 2. Donation by reason of marriage. Article 82. Donation by reason of marriage are those which are made before its celebration, in consideration of the same and in favor of one or both of the future spouses. Chapter 3. System Absolute Community. Section 1. General Provisions. Article 88. The absolute community of property between spouses shall commence at the precise moment that the marriage is celebrated. Any stipulation expressed or implied for the commencement of the community regime at any or other time shall be void. Chapter 4. Conjugal Partnership Gains. Section 1. General Provisions. Article 105. In case the future spouses agree in the marriage settlements that the regime of conjugal partnership of gain shall govern their property relations during marriage, the provision in this chapter shall be of supplementary application. Chapter 6. Regime of Separation of Property. Article 143. Should the future spouses agree in the marriage settlements that their property relations during marriage shall be governed by the regime of separation of property, the provisions of this chapter shall be suppletory. Chapter 7. Property regime of unions without marriage. Article 147. When a man and a woman who are Chapter 7. Property regime of unions without marriage. Article 147. When a man and a woman who are capacitated to marry each other live exclusively with each other as a husband and wife without the benefit of marriage or under a void marriage, their wages and salaries shall be owned by them in equal shares, and the property acquired by both of them through their work or industry shall be governed by the rules of own co-ownership.
Title 5. The Family. Chapter 1. The Family is an Institution. Article 149. The family, being the foundation of the nation, is a basic social institution which public policy cherishes and protects. Consequently, family relations are governed by law, and no custom, practice, or agreement destructive of the family shall be recognized or given effect. Chapter 2. The Family Home. According to Article 152, the family home, constituted jointly by the husband and the wife or by an unmarried head of the family, is the dwelling house where they and their family reside, and the land on which it is situated. Title 6. Paternity and Filiation. Chapter 1. Legitimate Children. Article 163. The filiation of children may be by nature or by adoption. Natural filiation may be legitimate or illegitimate. Chapter 2. Proof of Filiation. According to Article 172, the filiation of legitimate children is established by any of the following. First, the record of birth appearing in the civil registrar or a final judgment, or an admission of legitimate filiation in a public document or a private handwritten instrument and signed by the parent concerned. In the absence of the foregoing evidence, the legitimate filiation shall be proved by the open and continuous possession of the status of a legitimate child or any other means allowed by the rules of court and special laws.
Chapter 3. Illegitimate Children. According to Article 175, illegitimate children may establish their illegitimate filiation in the same way and on the same evidence as legitimate children. Article 177. Only children conceived and born outside of wedlock of parents who at the time of the conception of the former were not disqualified by any impediment to marry each other may be legitimated.
Title 7. Adaptation. Article 183. A person of age and in possession of full civil capacity and legal rights may adopt, provided he is in position to support and care for his children, legitimate or illegitimate, in keeping the means of the family. Title 8. Support. Article 194. Support comprises everything indispensable for sustenance, dwelling, clothing, medical attendance, education, and transportation, in keeping with the financial capacity of the family.
Title 9. Parental Authority. Chapter 1. General Provision. Article 209. Pursuant to the natural right and duty of parents over the person or property of their unemancipated children, parental authority and responsibility shall include the caring for and rearing them for civic consciousness and efficiency and the development of their moral, mental, and physical character and well-being. Chapter 2. Substitute and Special Parental Authority. Article 216. In default of parents or judicially appointed guardian, the following person shall exercise substitute parental authority over the child in the order indicated. 1. The surviving grandparent as provided in Article 214. 2. The older brother or sister over 21 years of age unless unfit or disqualified. And 3. The child actual custodian over 21 years of age unless unfit or disqualified. Whenever the appointment or judicial guardian over the property of the child becomes necessary, the same order of preferences shall be observed.
Chapter 3. Effect of parental authority upon the persons of the children. Article 220. The parents and those exercising parental authority shall have with respect to their unemancipated children or wards the following rights and duties.
Chapter 4. Effect of parental authority upon the property of the children. Article 225. The father and the mother shall jointly exercise legal guardianship over the property of the unemancipated common child without the necessity of a court appointment. In case of disagreement, the father's decision shall prevail unless there is a judicial order to the contrary. Chapter 5. Suspension or determination of the parental authority. Article 228. Parental authority terminates permanently upon the death of the parents, upon the death of the child, or upon emancipation of the child.
Title 10. Emancipation and Age of Majority. Article 234. Emancipation takes place by the attainment of majority, unless otherwise provided. Majority commences at the age of 21 years. Emancipation also takes place, first, by the marriage of the minor, or by the recording in the civil register of an agreement in public instrument executed by the parent exercising parental authority and the minor at least 18 years of age. Such emancipation shall be irrevocable.
Title 11. Summary of Judicial Proceeding in the Family. Chapter 1. Scope of Applications. Summary Judicial Proceedings. Article 238. Until modified by the Supreme Court, the procedural rules provided for in this title shall apply as regards separation in fact between husband and wife, abandonment by one of the other, and incident involving parental authority.
Chapter 2. Separation in fact between husband and wife. Article 239. When a husband and wife are separated, in fact, or one has abandoned the other one, of them seeks to judicial authorization for a transaction where the consent of the other spouse is required by law, but such consent is withheld or cannot be obtained, a verified petition may be filed in court alleging for foregoing facts. Chapter 3. Incidents involving parental authority. Article 249. Petitions filed under Articles 233, 225, and 235 of this code involving parental authority shall be verified. Chapter 4. Other matters subject to summary proceedings. Article 253. The foregoing rules in Chapter 2 and 3 hereof shall likewise govern summary proceeding filed under Articles 41, 51, 69, 73, 96, 124, and 217, insofar as these are applicable.
Title 12. Final Provisions. Article 254. Titles 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, and 15 of Book 1 of Republic Act Number 386, otherwise known as the Civil Code of the Philippines, as amended, and Articles 17, 18, 19, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 39, 40, 41, and 42
of the Presidential Decree of number 603, otherwise known as the Child and Youth Welfare Code, as amended, and all laws, decrees, executive orders, and proclamations, rules and regulations, or parts thereof inconsistent herewith and are hereby repealed.
Republic Act Number 8369, an act establishing family courts, granting them exclusive original jurisdiction over child and family cases, amending Batas Pambansa Bilang 129 as amended, otherwise known as Act of 1980, appropriating funds, therefore and for other purposes.
Statement of National Policies. The state shall protect the rights and promote the welfare of children in keeping with the mandate of Constitution and the precepts of the United Nations Conventions on the Rights of the Child. The state shall provide a system of adjudication for youthful offenders which takes into account their peculiar circumstances.
Statement of National Policies. The state recognizes the sanctity of family life and shall protect and strengthen the family as a basic autonomous social institution. The courts shall preserve the solidarity of the family, provide procedures for the reconciliation of spouses, and amicable settlement of family controversy.
Establishment of family courts. There shall be established a family court in every province and city in the country. In case where the city is the capital of the province, the family court shall be established in the municipality which has the highest population.
The family plays a significant role in our culture. It is through the family that we first learn to socialize with people. Our family is our first experience of social world and the culture embedded in it, making it one of the most important elements of society, and it is also our support system. Human beings are born vulnerable and needs care and support for a relatively long period of time. Through our family, we will first learn gender roles or the expected behavior based on our biological or perceived sex.
In addition, Filipino family has a strong cultural foundation in the Philippines. Where families are often nuclear and bilaterally extended, the Filipino family composed of a husband, wife, and kids, and each of them have different responsibilities. Social norms, gender roles, academic gaps, historical events, and limited career growth prospects are among the difficulties that most Filipino families experiencing up until now. In order to protect the well-being and cohesiveness of Filipino families, emerging issues like the COVID-19 epidemic, domestic abuse, the digital divide, and parental absence, it requires extensive support services, interventions, and an analysis of social priorities.